Cayetano and his lovely wife, Mayor Maria Larne, Ma'am, National Defense Secretary Delfin Lorenzana, and the other members of the Cabinet, Senator Loren Ligarna, Deputy House Speaker Pia Cayetano, and the other honorable members of the House of Representatives, AFP Chief of Staff General Carlito Galvez, and other major service commanders, former Foreign Affairs Secretary Delia Albert and Perfecto Yasay, 2018 awardees, officials and employees of the Department of Foreign Affairs, mga kasama ko sa gobyerno, magandang hapon po sa inyong lahat. Just like Alan, I have it's always 3 pages. I can read this in about a minute and maybe 48 seconds, and I am through, and we all go home for the day. But I feel that I am in a venue which is one of the places where I ought to express my kind of paradigm, the mindset about what is happening in the world today. So I will start it by saying that we are in a troubled world. It's dangerous. Crisis comes one after another. Maybe we just diffused the most critical one, but on the other side of the world, there remains to be a problem of terrorism and political instability throughout the nation's continent of Africa. And the problem is, it is not only territorial, it is not only ideological. Ideology, yes, in the sense that I'm referring to the ISIS. They have fought battles, killed without mercy men, women, and child. And all of them, or most of them, Muslims. No, kayong medyo mga Muslims dito, do not be offended. My grandmother was a Marino. So wala tayong dynamics dyan sa, when I talk of Islam being used as a platform of terrorism by a group of idiots, wala namang ginawa except to kill and destroy. And that is the most dangerous thing of all. It struck all nations. Russia, you have the western part of China, there's an unrest there and everywhere. Ang problema ganito, they are losing the landmass fast in the Middle East. And the ISIS are being finished off, really, literally, talagang pinapatay. Simply because ang predicate ng fight nila is nothing but it is not about God. It has nothing to do about religion. But they simply just want to kill. And the worst of it is the hardliners or the insane leaders would always say that they want to kill all the infidels of this planet. It simply means to say, sans the Muslim, lahat target na. And that is why they have no concoction about exploding and explosive there, killing, suicide bombing. But no, we are not ready for that. We can never be ready for it. America and Russia, China can never really be ready in a war against terrorism. They struck, they disappear, they mix in the shadow of humanity, and forever commit impunity the way they want it to be. Kaya, nakukorner na sila. And look at the newspapers. There are so many guys in yesterday's newspapers. I do not have a quarrel with the Arabs. I respect the race of the Arabs. I do not have a quarrel with anybody connected against Islam. Wala akong radical na ano niyan. As a matter of fact, I am a practicing. So, hindi yan. Ang kinatakutan ko ganito. So, we go, punta natin sa China. What would be the best that I can expect if I maintain a hard line? Just like what they are prodding me to do, I can do it. Be punitive against all. Madali yan. But ganito, how do I treat this problem? You know, when I went to China for the first time, I was with the cabinet and Secretary Lorenzana of Defense, the National Secretary, Advisor, Panelo and the rest, and Anyo, and I think I brought along the Chief of Staff. In a bilateral meeting, mas nauna ako, and I was a bit harsh. I told Xi Jinping that I come here to talk about purchasing of arms, but on the sides, maybe if we can discuss about our claim in the West Philippine Sea. So I started to say that, you know, historically, and even the outpost there dyan sa ating island, there's a military installation there. We have been there since 1974. We've always staked our claim, and all these years, nobody bothered us. Nobody contested the claim, and nobody was really threatening us. But the problem of recent years, there was this raucous with United States, with everybody, including us. Now I said that it is my firm belief that we own, and I will go there to dig oil. I told it straight on the face of Mr. Xi Jinping. Sabi ko, amin yan, kukuha ko ng oil dyan. And so we were dragged into a long process. It was about 3 hours na just talk about peace, talking about security and everything. And I said that it's too early to go into trouble, for after all, your visit here is a sign that you want goodwill to prevail. Of course, Mr. President. That's why I'm here. But at the same time, you manufacture arms, which I badly need because I was already reading all the intelligence reports in the South. If you make an inventory visual, nandyan yung mga armas. But those were old and beaten ones, used several times. Ang bore, pati ang barrel niyan, wala na. It could not shoot straight. Kasi may sunod-sunod yan ang itas itong momentum paglabas niyan sa barrel. They call the rifling and the lance. To make it more accurate. May sarili yan siya. You know, those rifles are vintage, if you may want to call it. So kailangan ko mag-replenish. And I was thinking about Marawi already. Without meaning to be discourteous to our military men. Diyan sila, civilian naman. You know, during the first command conference, we talked all about the problems of law and order. But at the end of that command conference, I said, gentlemen, I have yet to hear from you the situation in the Middle East. There is going to be definitely a spillover, but it will affect our country. Not prophetic, because I come from Mindanao. I have my cousins there in Lanao del Sur, and they were texting me already what was happening. And they said that those who want to fight in the name of a ideology that is so corrupt and bankrupt, sabi niya, nagpapasahan na ng armas dito, libre pagka gusto mong sumali. So I just trying to assess it, and I decided, ako lang. Sabi ko, punta akong China. So I went there to buy arms. And after that long talk, almost 3 hours in a bilateral meeting, sabi ni Mr. Xi Jinping, it's okay, you do not have to buy. I'll give you the arms, free. Di ang ligaya ko na lang. But alam mo, yung gambit na yan, hindi ka marin makasabi, bigyan kita ng 1,000. Mahiya ka naman magsabi, gawin mo na ng 2,000. So sabi yung siguro, si Mr. Xi Jinping, sige, bigyan kita. O tama na. Kasi the human psychology is that binigyan ka na, gusto mo pa magdagdag, libre pa. Minsan sabihin mo, bayaran ko na lang yung another 1,000, masama naman pakinggan. So hanggang doon na lang ako. Then I decided that I needed more. And so I went to Russia, Moscow. On that fateful day, pumotok ang Marawi. So I had to declare martial law. Now, it has always been my article of faith. Even kasi siguro because of my I've been a prosecutor. I've been a trial prosecutor for almost 8 years before I became president. And I have always believed that there can really no development and progress any place, irrespective of the population and the hugeness of the territory, if there is no law and order. Kaya nung nag-mayor ako, inumpisahan ko na. Since we were on talking terms with the NPA, and that gave rise to the speculations sa military na ako ay isang komunista. And that was the issue in the first election. But I won. And nabi ko sa mga komunista, umalis kayo dito. Punta kayo ng ibang lugar. Bilang ko kayo ng ticket. You want to go to Leyte, Luzon? Fine, but do not do it here. So ang kalaban ko na lang mga kriminal. Ay, madali na yung kriminal. Patayin mo na lang, tapos wala na. No, not really, literally. But the idea of committing blunder in a left and right there, if it is really a mistake, it does not give any incentive at all for anybody to start a business. You are kidnapped, you're a banker, your children are threatened, or you are sent photographs of your wife walking on the mall, pati mga pulis, nakakita sila ng picture ng anak nila palabas ng eskwelahan. Sino ba naman hindi matakot niyan? How can I move Davao City to progress and development pag ganon ang ginagawa mo? Pati yung pulis ko, tinatakot mo. Talaga may kinidnap pa, tapos nire Sabi ko, if you leave me with no choice, I came up with this statement. Do not destroy my city. I am not a policeman. I am not a soldier. But if you do something here and we are at your mercy, I will kill you. Sabi ko sa mga drogista, pag ginugonggong mo yung mga anak namin, about the only joy that we have in this world. Pag ginawa mong adik ang anak ko, a slave to a chemical that the body craves every day, because there is a monkey riding on his back, I will kill you. When I became president, I repeated the warning. Sinabi ko, wag mong sirain ang bayan ko. Papatayin talaga kita. Wag mong sirain ang buhay ng anak ko. Hindi ko na pinapakagat ng lamok. Maghurimentado ako. Then ganunin mo na lang. Shit, I will kill you. And that will be the rule until the end of my term to the last 24 hours. I am not issuing a warning. Tapos na eh. Tapos na. Nakita mo naman, human rights dito, human rights. Must be crazy. Human rights, all I have to do is to show to the public, this is the number of people that killed by Duterte. Hanggang dyan lang. Ibaliktarin mo lang. Kaya ako binababoy ko yung mga... Bakit hindi mo tignan? Bakit namatay itong mga unggoy na to? O anong ginawa nila sa Pilipino? Ting OFW. Ito ang masakit sa akin. Kaya ako talaga nangingit ako. When a family loses a father because he has to work out of the country to just survive, the family becomes dysfunctional. When a family loses a mother and father because both of them have to work to survive in this miserable planet, the family is totally destroyed. Not only dysfunctional. Iiwan nila yan sa kapatid nila, sa mga lola, o yung iba sa hirap, iiwan sa mga kapitbahay. Now them growing may mga anak ito na babae, 14, 15, iiwan nila kung saan-saan. Vagaries of life. Tapos ito naman, papadalhan lang nila ang pera. So everybody in the committee knows that these guys have a supply of stipend. Yan, didikita nila yan. I'm about to utter a bastos na talagang ginagano nila yung bata hanggang bibigay. Anong nangyayari doon sa ating mga kababayan? They have to enjoy rape, hunger, total loss of human dignity. Tapos ganunin mo lang ang pagod nila. Kaya mainit ako. If you think, now, nandiyan naman yung lahat network. If you think they have an iota of sympathy, pag binaril ka dyan, alam ko, drug lord ka, sagasaan kita ulit. 5 beses. Kaya sabi ko, maraming negosyo. Lalo na yung mga tagalabas. If you value your life, if you think that life is sacred, well, stop the fucking shit. Drop the drugs and drop the arms. Because I will never at all would release my policemen, my military men, going to jail because they were doing their duty. That cannot happen. Not anyone. Ilan ba yan sila? 130 plus policemen. If you think that you can get justice simply because you lost somebody who's a bullshit into drugs, I'm sorry to tell you, I will not allow it. Di talaga ako papayag. Ako ang maunang sa kulungan, but never my... Basta sinabi ko sa kanila, trabaho lang kayo. Ako ang bahala. Now, what will I do? Ay, sa amin na yan. Basta walang makulong. Sigurado yan. Sabi ko, taya mo 120% miles per hour. Kaya kayo mga drogista, lalo na, stop it. Gusto ng human rights, all you have to do is go into an active advocacy. You have the money, kayong mga human rights local, tatanggap naman kayo ng mga, may mga funding kayo, use it not to destroy us. Because for all intents and purposes, if I am really destroyed na ako. I'm not up to any election, and I can go to prison, and I can answer for all the things that I did in this life. Total matanda na lang ako. But do not tinker with my... Basta ganito lang kami sa Mindanao. You know, magkaiba-iba ang salita natin. If you put us in one place at the same time, you'd never understand each other. I can understand Ilocano because yung Davao, melting pot kasi. I can talk in Ilonggo. But for the others, mga Cebuano, yung mga taga-Samar, iharap mo yan sa Ilocano o Panggulatok. Wala naman. But why are we here? Why do we have the same flag? Why do we have the same awards? Why do we have the same government? Because long time ago, our forefathers decided that even how diverse we were in Mino, in dialect, mindset and all, we decided that we are a Filipino of the Malay race and we built this nation. So yung mga tatay namin na naghirap, ayaw ko na magyabang, mga sundalo, magtingin kami niya, nasasaktan kami, bakit ganito? Hindi na lang sana nagpakamatay yung para tatayo lang side by side with the Americans. Itong South China Sea. Anong gusto ninyo? What kind of pugnacious attitude would I have to adopt to convince the Chinese to get out? Now, if I threaten them or file 1,000 protests, which we did, hindi lang natin pinablish yung protesta natin. We protested actually. Again, yung eroplano ng Woody Island is really somewhere. Kayong mga, alam ninyo yan, it's too far away. It is not even part of the islands that has been claimed by the Filipinos. It's an island so far. It is not part of our territorial or economic zones. Tapos gusto ninyong gamitin ang Pilipinas. So what can happen? You know, China, for all of its, has adopted an intransigent behavior. But if you talk to them, do you listen? And if you are frank enough, sabihin mo na, this cannot go on because it will lead to a quarrel, which will mean not war, because I will never go into a battle that I cannot win. And even if I send all the policemen and soldiers there to line up, at ang sakyan natin ang mga lancha pati yung bangka, what do? We try to retake. And what would the result? The result would be a massacre. So, sinong gagong, I am not prepared to sacrifice not only the soldier or policeman, the lives of the Filipinos. There will be a time in that talk sa bilateral, and they were there to hear it from me. Doon yung everybody was represented, military, civilian. I said, but Mr. President, there will be a time during my administration, before I go and make the exit, that we will have to discuss the arbitrary ruling arising from raucous here in the China Sea. Bakit ko hinayaan ngayon? Bakit ko hinayaan? If they are, tignan mo newspaper, maraming Arab. I'm not against Arab, pero marami na sila. Even in Mindanao. They are free to come and go here. If we allow the Europeans, the Chinese, and Japanese to come here, why not the Arabs? What is their fault? They cannot all be terrorists. So, but we cannot also say with certainty that they are not. So, nandito yan sila ngayon. Ngayon, the avowed claim, yan ang ayaw ko dyan sa ano. Kasi ginagamit nilang Islam, binabastos nila. Kaya ako galit. Not only that, because of my grandmother. Paski yan na lang. Ang mga putang, we will kill all infidels. This simply means, pag ikaw hindi Muslim, infidel ka. Ba't mahirap yan? You know, in my family, my grandmother is a Maranao, half Maranao yung nanay ko. Then I have a son who married a Maranao mother at the Tausog ang father. So mayroon akong isang pamilya na Muslim. Kaya ayaw kong babastusin yung kasi practicing Islam itong mga apo ko. Pupunta talaga ng moskeya, nagdadasal. Tapos bastusin mo ng gano'n. You introduce a certain shit in the world affairs. Mag-aaway tayo niyan. Now, I said they are losing mass base. Saan sila pupunta? They want a caliphate here in the South East Asia. Good. But where would it be? Ang headquarters nila. You think they go to Indonesia? Puro Muslim doon. Kung maaari lang, iwasan natin ang patayan. Magka-Muslim tayo. At bisa ako magsabi, huwag tayo magpatayan. But they would not choose Indonesia because the dominant rather. They will not do it to Malaysia. Neither to Brunei. When, saan sila makakita maraming infidels? And where they can mix in a crowd, just like a fish in the water sa komunista, yun ang proverb ng mga buang. Mindanao. Ngayon, ilagay ko lang muna yung China dyan. Hindi ko naman talaga mabira-bira. China is no pushover. You cannot scare him. And even the United States has shown a little bit of apprehension about how they can, because there's always a parity now of arms and that. And you know that if you go against China, Russia will join the fray. And basingan that ng tatlo lang na, if all the nuclear bombs are exploded, it's going to be goodbye for everybody. Because dito sa China, may usapan kami that kung kailangan talaga, maybe I can import the arms, the guided missiles, I can fight better. Because there is a new art of war now. It is not in the open field. It's in the buildings where the position to get. So, the snipers. Diyan ako naubusan ng sundalo, yung unang assault. Because they were like picking apples there. Anong kalaban ko? Simento pati bakal. So, how do you, if it's an urban war, how do I now cut a boundary for all who do not want the war, Muslims and Christians alike, ang itong mga terorista? It's been going on until now. Hanggang ngayon, sige pa sila retaking. But what is the end game there? What's the result? You have so many fractured countries. No democracies, they say, but ang mali kasi ng Amerikano is they wanted to go in, and just like the West, they want democracy to work well. But that ain't the way sa mga Muslims, predominantly sa Arab. They are ruled by the Quran. And the Quran more or less prescribes a sort of a feudal. It's always the leader. It's always the blood. Di na dadala ng election yan. They go to their chieftain who by tradition have been there for almost centuries. Yan ang mahirap. You pretend to be the policeman of the world. You think that yours is the perfect one. You do not even think of the culture and the idiosyncrasies and the way of life of the Muslims. China is not my ace, but certainly I can have the arms. Kita mga official statement galing sa gobyerno. Gobyerno na lahat, ng particular department. We're a bit depleted sa ating bala. We spent thousands of rounds there, and we have to refurbish. And in a long sustained war, terrorism, we would need the help. Me personally, I do not think the Americans would be there during that critical. Takot eh. Ang Amerika takot. Ayaw na magpadala ng tropa because they want no boots in that country. The American people are tired of fighting war after war after war, losing the war, Vietnam, in Cambodia, at pagkakita, akala mo yung Asian countries, akala ng Amerikano, may influence sila, aid dito, aid doon. Well, I'll be frank with you now. All of them are not free. They do not bleed their hearts for you. Buti malaman, yan, Amerikano. Hindi ako anti-American. Sabi ko lang na kasi yung behavior minsan yung one time, itong visiting forces agreement requested me to host a dinner for a few officers, mga major, lieutenant colonel. So I invited them sa Harana, that's a restaurant in where they serve native While we were talking, yung isa, was already relating before us the history of the Filipinos. And suddenly, ang usapan dumating na doon sa ano ang nagawa ng Amerika para sa atin. So, but you should, we gave you democracy. We gave you the system of education. Alam mo ginawa ko, yung aide ko sana ba si Senator Go? Kilala ka nga para manalo ka. Senator Go. Ayan. Iboto na lang ninyo. Nagsakripisyo na rin, nag-display dyan sa likod. Tumindig ka naman. Bata-bata ito na si Jinping eh. Tangina na wala tuloy ako. Kaya, the niceties of life. He was talking continuously about, bigla akong tumindig, sabi ko kay Bong, he was taking a separate table with some minor. Tumindig ako bigla, sabi ko, Bong, putang ina to, pabayarin mo sila sa kinakain nila. Malis ako. Let's say kayo. Kami pa ang kontrabida ngayon. Ito namang Lapu-Lapu, sunod ng, ito namang Pilipino, sunod ng sunod. Nung na-presidente ako, wala akong nakitang hero na Bisaya o taga Mindanao. Sabi ko, bakit kami mga Bisaya, wala kaming hero? Tawag ko si Badoy sa commission. Sabi niya, mga Tagalog na matatapang? Kami. Sabi niya, wala mo. God damn. May hero kami. He killed the first colonial for invading our country. Who was it? Lapu-Lapu. But Lapu-Lapu was really a Muslim. Kita mo yung gano'n niya? Ano yan? Kita yung picture depicting Lapu-Lapu may gano'n? That's a Muslim headgear. Kaya nga nila magkaintindihan ni Magellan, katoliko yung gago. Punta-punta dito, wala man nag-imbita sa kanya. O niyari, isa nila Lapu-Lapu. Ngayon sila Lapu-Lapu, ito naman mga Pilipino, after the Americans, ginawang isda. Anak ka na. Lapu-Lapung pinirito, Lapu-Lapung inununan. Ano bang inununan sa Tagalog? Paksiw. Kung ano-ano, tortang Lapu-Lapu. Kaya the first thing I did was to recognize Lapu-Lapu. Kaya may Lapu-Lapu awards tayo. Ang tapang-tapang noon eh. Yun nga unang kumasa. Magdagdag pa ako ng hero doon sa naghanap ako sa Mindanao. Lahat naman. I have nothing against our heroes. Rizal still is my favorite. Hindi basta-basta magharap ng firing squad, ha? Kita mo naman ang tapang ng tao. Yun ang bravery. Ako, hindi ko nga siguro kaya magharap ng dibumba. Puta. Kayo na lang muna. Uwi lang ako sa Davao. And that explains the reason why. Ang ano ko, wala na lang rin akong magawa. Since I cannot do it physically, or hayaan ko na muna. But something good will happen, I'm sure. Something good will happen, and that would be when we start to dig, or anybody else pocket would start to dig the minerals there. Mahirap yan. Pukor yan, tubig lang. At saka yung mangingisda, natural man talaga yung baski tayo. It was a barter. In exchange for yung isda. Ang problema, ang valuation, You do not have a way of any barter. It's wishful thinking, yan, the value of that, hindi tayo nagkakaintindihan dito. It was not an outright seizure of, hindi naman kami we do not arrive at judgments just because there is need to issue a statement. Tahimik lang ako. It's better policy just to, so I am very honored to be with diplomats and ambassadors. Talagang nakatapos ako. Mas nandito si Ma'am Tirona. Masiriso. Ay, Ma'am, sorry that I remember you fondly. Alam mo, Ma'am, bakit? Siya yun sa geopolitics. Akala talaga ng mga gagong ito, wala akong nalaman. I was under her sa geopolitics. One day, tinawag niya ako. Sabi niya, you point to me in the map. Malaki sa dala-dalang mapa. Yung, yung Monaco. Ikalilit, nagyawa na yan. Antipara ako noon. I was wearing eyeglass. Sige ako ganun. Sabi niya, so where? So, Ma'am, sandali lang. Nandito lang ito. Tapos sabi ko, Ma'am, I am not good at direction. Sinabi ko sa iyo. Sabi niya, then, Mr. Duterte, what are you good at? Sabi ko, girls. Nagmasama yung mukha. Go back to your seat. Go back to your seat. Tinanong mo ako, what are you good at? Girls. Wala namang iba. But okay naman yung 78, Ma'am. I got the 78. Ako wala naman akong ambisyon, Ma'am, mag-90-90, gano'n. Ang kailangan ko lang, Ma'am, 75. Higher than that, delikado ka. Pero pag umabot mo yung boundary na yan, okay ka na. All throughout, paski nanay ko, maestra, sabi niya, Rodrigo, ano ba talaga to? Wala ka na bang ibang grado? Ikaw ba, dadating, basta dahan-dahan lang, dahan-dahan. Basta makapasal ka lang, nandoon ka naman sa, third year. But I finished my high school in 7 years. Kaya itong si Veronica, sabi niya, si Veronica yung my daughter sa second wife. Dalawang asawa ko, Ma'am, sa awa ng Diyos. Sabi niya, ito ba si Secretary of Education? Sabi ko, si Secretary of Education, yan. Yung matanda na si Buwana ko, yan. Sabi niya, sabihin mo nga sa kanya, bakit niya hinabaan yung curriculum namin na tama naman yun? Yung inyo, okay na yun. Bakit pa niya pinataas itong K-12? Sabi ko, nak, wala man tayong problema. I can always address her. Here at the cabinet. Problema niyan, ang original na K-12, ako. Paano ko malusot yung sarili ko ngayon? Who would ever believe me? Yan sila si Rosalinda. Yan diplomatic practice and diplomatic consular practice and procedure si David Lapos. Huwag mo lang iingay kay David, ha? Suntukin ko kayo, magpiait kayo. Kay David Lapos, pagkatapos mo ng dumaan kay David Lapos, mag-apply ka na ng civil service, exempted ka na sa neuro. Kasi itong dumaan kay ko si David Lapos, maging neurotic ka talaga. Grabe. Si season was my subject. Ang professor ko sa political thought. Na-radicalize kami. Sabi ko, dumaan kami sa mga, the idealism of the young. Tapos may mga rabble-rouser ka, kagaya ni Season. Talagang, but my paradigm sa buhay, ano ko rin, because I was close to I've always been for, maniwala kayo hindi, but ako talaga. Na sinabi ko, may isang issue dito, itong mga negosyante. I will end my speech. Ito, itong Duterte ito, ano ba talaga gusto niya? Bakit niya ibigay doon sa mga mangyans ang Boracay, tapos sabi niya ipagbili lang rin? Totoo, but hindi nakikinig itong mga Sabi ko, unahin ko yung mga mangyans, native dyan. They've always been deprived of their lands there. Marginalized sila, na taga-roon sila. And the place is booming, making everybody a millionaire, or at least with money. And that goes not only for Boracay, but for the entire Philippines, as long as I am president. Unahin ko talaga ibibigay ko yan sa mga mangyans. Of course, there is a prohibition. You cannot sell it at a certain period, 5-10 years, and the sale always null and void. And you cannot present any document there that would entitle you to permit to build or anything. Kasi iniland reform. Ang akin dyan kasi ganito, and in the other places of the Philippines. Matagal naman itong magsabi sila, Mayor, yung land reform na inutos mo dito, and that was when I became mayor many years ago, 1988. I embarked on a massive land reform sa Davao. Sabi ko, okay lang yan. If after 5-10 years, ipagbili ng tenant doon back to the landlords ang lupa, that's okay with me. Why? At least makahawak ang mga tenants nila sa buhay nila ng libo. Wala namang lupa binibalik ng 300, 500. It's always 30,000, 50,000. That to me is the consolation prize of my heart. At least ang Pilipino na mahirap makatikim ng pera, baski minsan lang sa buhay niya. At least yung mga anak niya kung mag-aral, they can sell the property and continue if they just plan their life way ahead. Hindi ako mayaman, hindi naman ako mahirap. At hayap is just a little of what should happen to the Philippines. Thank you for this privilege. I would like to apologize who made this speech for me. Kaawa naman. Basahin ko na lang yung last pages. Wala po konsuelo. Baka magalit yun. Mahirap ito sa gabi niyan, trabaho sila. We are fortunate to have Apolinario Mabini blaze the trail upon which we now tread. May his example guide you as we continue to build pathways and bridges of enduring partnerships for our country in the community of nations. Mabuhay ang DFA. Mabuhay kayong lahat.
Thank you very much, Mr. President, for your encouraging words. May I invite all of the presidential awardees for a photo opportunity with the President.
Saka si Sir C. Oblena, Sir.
pagbabago. Sawa na ang bayan ko sa magnanakaw na tao.